What's up, YouTube? Erod212 here with another video. Today's video, I went to a show in Philadelphia. A little bit out of my range, but I definitely got some fire. And I got a CGC unboxing. Let's see what we got inside this box first. All right, so first thing we're gonna do, let's take a look at what I got inside this box. I know what this book is, and I'll give you a little backstory on this. But basically, I was trying out the new CGC, that CGC trick that we were using. I did it before with a Hulk 181 to submit an express book at least, and get everything else expedited and put it with another order. It's not, in my opinion, it's no longer working. I won't be doing it again. So I paid up on this book just to get the express on it, just to get another dozen books into the system. Won't do it again, but I got this book at a good enough price that I could take the little bit of loss, that I paid through the CGC stuff. All right, so without much more to show you, let's just take a look at this book. Book's a banger. It's a super hot book right now. Everybody's looking for it. It's becoming that modern book that people are picking up in even lower grades. Usually you go 9.4, 9.8, 9.6 tops on moderns. After that, they're not worth anything. But this book now has just become that pricey. And here we go. We got a very nice copy of Young Avengers #1. Now, I picked this up at a recent con for $150. It was a Garden State Fest, which was actually a pretty good show. I got this from my man Joe Rock, and this book came back a 9.4. Yeah, that's about right. Still about a $350 book right now, with only room to grow, because the closer that movie gets to us, the more that this book is going to go up. I really believe in Young Avengers. Just look at everything that Disney has done and Marvel has done with the MCU and all the TV shows, and introducing, Speed, Wiccan, and Isaiah Bradley, and Kate Bishop now coming out. The only one we haven't seen is Hulkling, and whatchamacallit, what's the other character's name? Asgardian. But other than that, we've seen everybody else, Isaiah Bradley, Kate Bishop, and the twins, and Stature. Ant-Man's daughter. So Young Avengers are coming. If you can find this at an affordable price, definitely pick it up. And now let's go to the show. Okay, so decided to venture out of my comfort zone, stop doing, and go a little further than the Jersey shows. There were no shows this weekend. I had some free time. Decided I'm going to take a ride. So I ventured out about an hour and a half out of from where I live, and went to Philly, Pennsylvania, to a small hotel show that they were having over there. And it was a ballroom, kind of, the conference room setup, so they had it advertised at like 4,500 square feet. Just a gigantic square surrounded by dealers all around, with a centerpiece with other dealers in there. It's actually a pretty good setup. I knew two of the dealers there, but it was all new dealers for me, which I liked a lot. It was fresh inventory that I hadn't seen over and over again at a lot of cons. And, it was good. Ran into a bunch of members from the community. Appreciate all you guys stopping by, saying hello. Always great to meet new members from the community. Now, this is a tip I use all the time. I look at every vendor that's there, because you never know what's going to be there. So I kind of started doing the once over on this place and looking at the guys with the wall books. And there was a vendor towards the back end of the show. And he had no wall books. All he had was some raggedy, beat up boxes. In the boxes, you could see some pulp magazines coming out of it, regular magazines, and comics. But I'm figuring maybe I could find, a little hidden gem inside there. Oh, by the way, all of the bags, the books had no boards, just all bags. So I was like, well, let me take a look. And I'm going through, and there were multiples of stuff. Kept going through it all, looking through. And lo and behold, I see a book that I just purchased. Then I keep looking, and I see a book priced at $300. This guy had keys. Miss Marvel #1 had to have at least 7 copies of Miss Marvel #1, multiple issues of Star Wars #1. He knew what the prices were, so he had priced his books accordingly, but hadn't taken the time to change it out of the bags and boards. Later on, upon talking to him, he bought this book out of a person who had a collection in the basement, and the bottom layer of books, he said there were really good books in there too, had gotten wet, but the top boxes, which were the boxes he had not. There was a bit of a mildewy smell, but there was no mold to any of these books. These books were really nice. They had never been put in bags and boards, you could tell. They had gotten some of the rolls that you get when you stack books together with no backing board to them. But let me show you what I got. I picked up a copy of Alpha Flight #1, and this is the first appearance of Puck. It's also the first appearance, and excuse me, I'm drawing a blank, but that female right there, becomes Namor's wife. So, you know, Namor's coming to the MCU. Alpha Flight should come to the MCU. So something I want to take a look at. I was actually able to get 2 copies of this. These were at $10 a piece. These were nice. They were affordable and pretty nice. Just needed a pressing to them. Had a copy of Star Wars #5, first appearance of Wedge Antilles. This book gained a lot of steam for a while. There's a pretty nice copy. Centering on it sucks. If you can see, you see the white border going along it. It's hard to see with the backing board, but there you go. See that edge? Kind of sticks out pretty far for a book. But other than that, this book presents pretty well. And he wanted $35, but I bundled up a couple of books and got this for way less. And then here are 2 books that I said, oh my gosh. I found one. I grabbed it, put it in my pile. Then didn't realize that the other table to the side, so he had about maybe 10 short boxes of stuff. The other tables to the side were his books also. Start going through them, and I find another copy of this book. So here you go. Amazing Spider-Man 252, newsstand. These were nice copies. I pressed them out. I'm hoping one of them is a 9.6, and the other one could be a 9.2, 9.4. If that's the thing, and there goes the second one. Really, really nice newsstand copy of Amazing Spider-Man #252. 2 copies of that. I mean, take a look at that in boxes. And I told the guy, I says, wow, I almost passed you by. And he goes, you know how many people are walking by me? I don't know what it is. Maybe because I don't have any wall books or anything set up. I think it was the presentation, the way he set them up, and no fresh boxes. Everybody just thought he had trash. And meanwhile, there was gold in there. There was some real gold in there. If I was looking for, like I'm telling you, Miss Marvel #1, 7 to 8 copies of that book. But he wanted $100 pop, but he could definitely be negotiated down. You never know what could happen with a book like Miss Marvel #1. It's kind of been the stagnant key out of all of the MCU keys. That's been the one that really hasn't popped. That and the Winter Soldier book. I mean, you know, finally saw some do, but you know, first appearance of Winter Soldier should be a way higher book than what it is. Walked around, took a look at some more books, and then I ran into another booth. And turns out they were 2 brothers, very nice guys, had great interaction with them, and they had some big books to be sold. Matter of fact, I'm going to tell you, for a small show, there was some heavy-duty books there. I watched an Amazing Spider-Man Annual #1, first appearance of the Sinister Six, and a 4.0 gets sold right there on the spot. And some other big books. Some guys were just buying up the big keys. Low grade, big keys. That's the push right now that I'm seeing with all of these shows. But they actually had their own collections separate from each other. So from one brother, I purchased this book here. If you watch my last video, you'll see me talk about this. But Daredevil #10, and this is the first cover and the origin of Echo. So really good book to pick up right now. Now, the deal with these books is they're gatefold covered books. So when you look at them, they're almost always going to have a crease going on the inside because the gatefold, if you see it, let me go right here. See the gatefold there? It doesn't reach full to the end, and it doesn't go all the way to the back here. So it leaves a line going all the way down the book. Very easy to press, but you will see that flaw on every single one of these books. And then the other brother had 2 books, and we negotiated a little bit, and he gave me these 2 books for $300. I thought I did very well. I was happy with the deal, but he had Daredevil #9, and that's the first appearance of Echo. And as I spoke of before, Echo is going to be in the Hawkeye series, but Echo is also getting her own series allegedly from Marvel in the Disney Plus. So that should be really interesting. So first appearance of Echo, and check that out. Probably a 9.4, hopefully. Thor 337, newsstand edition. So man, yeah, that was nice, man. I got both of these for $300. I was really happy with that. I believe I got this for $45, which they had it for $60. I got it for $45. I was happy with that. Kind of the going rate on this book is like a $50 book right now. So even if I got a little bit of a deal and picked up these bad boys here and made a connection with these guys now, I'll go there. They're familiar with my face, and we can negotiate, and I can pick up some books from them. So yeah, that's the haul. It's kind of short and sweet, but man, look at that. You go newsstand, and that was the theme of the day. Newsstand and Echo. First cover. Another newsstand there. Another newsstand there. First appearance. It's a newsstand, but it doesn't have the same significance because at this time, that's the way they more of them were. And then some more first appearances over here. So yeah, that's the haul. That's the slab. So let me know what you guys think of these books. Let me know how you think I did at this show. Unfortunately, here's the kicker. I was going to record the show floor, but it was a tough place to park. There wasn't any good parking at it. It was at a hotel, and it wasn't good parking. And driving around, I followed a bunch of cars, and everybody was parking at this lot. Turns out that lot was not part of the hotel. And just as I was about to film, they came in and they told everybody they were going to lock the lot, and everybody was going to have to pay the fee for the lot if we didn't exit. So had to go out, exit at that point, couldn't find a spot. Decided it was time to secure, cut my losses. I had to win that day and move along. But expect more of these videos. I'm going to venture out a little further now and just hit different areas. See what I can find out there in the wild and see different locations, meet different people. I'm loving this community. I'm loving all of this. It's a lot of fun. But to my next video, peace.
This is wild. The two of you, same person. I mean,